Welcome to Event Radio, covering local drag racing, stock car racing, motorcycles, go-karts. If it's got wheels and you can race it, you'll hear about it here. Event Radio is motorsports radio on steroids. Now, let's join your hosts, Spivvy Williams and Terrible T Guy.
All right, guys, welcome to the next edition of Event Radio. We are at the fastest short track in southern Kentucky, northern Tennessee, anywhere close to us that we go to. We are at Highland Rim Speedway. If you want to see some sure enough good round track racing, this is where you come. They are firing them up and checking them out. We're just getting here. We're going to scope out the whole thing. We're going to find the guys that are the bad guys on the block, the guys that really know what they're doing, and we're going to meet a lot of them and talk to them and find out about what's going on here at Highland Rim. Tonight, it's going to be a big night. They have open wheels. They have late models. But what we're going to concentrate on, they have midgets, just like the winged outlaw sprint cars, but with no wing, and these dudes fly. They have motorcycle motors in them. And, boy, I'm telling you what, they are quick. They are actually probably as quick or quicker than a late model going around that track. And, buddy, these guys fly. There is no question about it. There are several people here we're going to get to talk to. Some absolute sure celebrities are here that we're going to introduce you to. And we're going to have one big time from Highland Rim. We hope we get to see Miss Kelly, the lady that runs this place. She is an absolute sweetheart. There is no better racetrack to come to than Highland Rim that makes you feel wanted, that makes you feel glad you came, and to make you feel like family. Other than Miss Kelly Cunningham, she is a sweetheart and a wonderful little lady. If you get a chance to come to Highland Rim and you don't come, something's definitely wrong with you, because you want to see good racing, great hospitality, good food. Man, this place has got it all. And the fastest bank short track that I've been to in a while, putting on the best entertainment. There's not a bad seat in the house, and, buddy, they flat rock and roll. So many people have started their career here, it's unreal. The Waltrops, Deborah Renshaw. The hits just keep on coming. Guys that just have gone on to superstardom in this sport have all got their start at Highland Rim. The one and only Mr. James Clymer, this is his favorite track in the world. I hope we get to see him. His name is, they call him the King, and trust me, he is the king of round track racing in this part of the country. One great fella, and if at all possible, we want to see him. There are several guys that we have talked to before that we really, really like, and we get to go see them and maybe help their efforts out a little bit with sponsorship or something, giving them letting our sponsors listen to the shows we put on. But we search out the best of the best. That's where we're going. That's what we're going to bring you. Guys, you're going to enjoy this show. Hang with us. Do not go anywhere. We're going to say hi to our sponsors, and we're getting ready to throw the green flag out and rock and roll. We'll be right back. All right, guys, we are here from Highland Rim Speedway, and we get a gentleman that probably needs no introduction at all. A little bit of story here. My first guest is a gentleman by the name of Sean Parker, and very much a reason he's here is he has a young man that is a shown enough bad boy in a midget. I don't know. Are we calling him Jag-Man, or are we calling him Jagger, or what are we calling him?
Just Jagger right now.
Just Jagger right now.
He's got to get more success before we can give him a good nickname.
Oh, okay, before we give him a good nickname. To give you all a little bit of history, and I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, Sean.
All right.
Sean's background. One of the original Rainbow Warriors for Jeff Gordon, winning all the championships, everything that was available to win. This man has done his part in making that happen. There is nobody that knows any more about race car setup on the grounds than this gentleman. There is nobody with the experience with a race car on the grounds than this gentleman. Enough championship rings to open a jewelry store. I mean, he really. And how long were you with Jeff Gordon?
I worked there I started in the engine shop.
Okay.
With Randy Dorton. That's how I got my foot in the door. And then moved down to the car shop. So I was at Hendricks for 4 years.
Okay.
And then moved on from there.
All right. Now, all that being said, we are here with the midgets, with Jagger. And Jagger's not just a driver to you. Jagger is number one son to you. Now, question time. Not many people know that Jeff Gordon started his career in open-wheel cars. He actually won everything there was to win in sprint cars, which taught him his craft extremely well to move on up into the other. Is Dad replaying that scenario?
Well, this car that I have actually was owned by Tony Stewart.
Okay.
Tony Stewart, Jeff Gordon, Ryan Newman, and many others started in this series.
Okay.
This actual car I had bought from Tony Stewart, which was Levi Jones, was driving for Tony. We purchased it last year from Tony, went up to a shop, and brought it back, put our motor in it, our seat in it, and that's what we're using. So that's where a lot of them open wheel guys started, was in the Pavement Midget Series.
Oh yeah. And of course, they went on to stardom. I mean, this teaches them, I guess, a little bit in slow motion, huh? I know they're fast.
Discipline.
Yeah.
It's, full body cars are great. It's a lot of protection, a lot of everything around the driver. These are open wheel. It teaches them discipline on the racetrack to know, okay, my right rear tire sticks out way farther than it would in a late model car, where I got a fender over there to protect it. So it teaches them finesse, teaches them, to really stay focused on making passes and when they're out there racing, because it's an open wheel car.
Sure.
It's very easily to catch a wheel and go airborne.
Oh, upside down in a heartbeat. Yeah.
So the discipline that it teaches them, and it takes a lot of time, a lot of laps, a lot of practice, a lot of days at the racetrack to get to that point. And this year we have really turned the corner to we're having success. We struggled qualifying last year and put us in the back all the time. This year I think the worst he's qualified has been fourth out of the 6 races. So it takes the time. And, and it takes a lot of discipline on the driver too.
Oh, yeah. How hard are you on him?
Very.
Okay.
But that's how we show up to the racetrack.
That's success, buddy.
That's how we show up to the racetrack. We come to win. I don't come to run 5th, 6th, 7th. But knowing that it's a learning process, it's going to be there. I've got to be patient with myself, knowing, okay, he's 13.
Yeah,
he's
right.
learning. But if I'm not hard on him and pushing him, then we won't get nowhere.
I got you. How much of it goes home with you? All of it?
We try to do the first 10 miles when we leave the racetrack.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's wait till Monday when we go back to the shop and start working on it.
Okay. All right. I knew there had to be some, but it probably doesn't get there. It probably goes all the way to the shop and then to dinner and then to breakfast and then on and on, right?
Maybe Sundays after church,
okay. Or texting during church.
That's right.
We don't want to get too far.
That's right.
Now, does Mom come to his rescue and say, now you just calm down a minute?
Yes. But she doesn't come to as many races as she would like to with my daughter playing softball.
Right.
She is on her way down here, which is great. But, yes, she's in his corner. She knows from being in his position, how hard it is out there. I'm not driving it. I just see it from the racetrack.
Yeah, but, buddy, you might as well be driving it. Every move that thing makes, you know exactly what's causing it to do it.
Yep.
You know what he's doing. And you're probably really, really cool teaching him a seat-of-the-pants feel, and that makes you a really good driver when he can come in and say, Dad, it's doing this.
And I've told him in the beginning, you don't have to come in and tell me what shock or what spring or whatever, but I want you to break down the corners and start learning the corner, entry, middle, and exit.
Right.
And then as you start to learn that, then I'll start teaching you what I'm changing. So in the future, you come in and say, hey, you remember when we changed this and it was doing that? That's the feel I'm looking for. And we're on that road right now, and him getting involved with more, working on the car and giving me good feedback. And that's really what's helped us this year is the feedback he's given me, because I don't have to work as hard to be in every corner. He can break it down himself. I mean, we'll get a notepad and draw it out in circles, and he'll tell me here to here and here to here. then I can work on it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my friend, you there is no better than you. Now, you can be modest or anything you want. I don't care. But let me ask you something. I saw on the computer where you put him on a dirt track.
Yeah.
What happened there? Did he like it?
He loved it.
I bet.
And what it is we're going to run some dirt races this year with a 600cc mini sprint.
There you go.
And I'm a believer that more you're holding that steering wheel, no matter what type of racetrack, race car it is, you're always going to be better.
Yep.
And with the way the midget schedule is, there's a lot of weekends off.
Okay.
So we're going to fill in them blanks with doing some dirt racing up in Marion, Illinois. And we haven't got to race it yet. Next week will be our first week racing it. But we're excited about it.
From watching it on the computer, he was sort of getting into it.
He was.
It was really dusty, but he had a little fun out there now.
That's the first time he'd ever been in it.
I know.
But thanks to Paducah International Raceway with Schrader and Stewart and Dale Jr. for opening the gates up for let us to come in. And the track's been shut down, which is a shame. And hopefully they'll, in the future get something back there because they have some great races there, and it's short track racing. We got to be out supporting them tracks.
Sure.
And but they opened the gates up for us, let us make some laps just to get him on the feel what it was. But then unfortunately we got rained out Saturday. We didn't get to race.
Yeah, well, that's all right. It's coming back. But it wasn't long into that video that he looked like a seasoned pro out there. I mean, he was pitching her sideways and having just a big time. I said it was a shame you couldn't see inside the helmet because I guarantee the smile was ear to ear.
Well, he'd stop about every 5 laps, and I'm saying, "What's wrong?" He's like, "I can't see. It's too dusty." I said, "Well, this is not your normal ideal track conditions.
No, it won't be like that.
You're gonna have to have some of it like this, so drive it."
There you go.
He got right back out there, and he had a blast. And we look forward to upcoming in a few weeks and trying it out more.
Well, listen, my friend, I know that you are the most sought-after man here, and I appreciate you taking a few minutes to be on Event Radio for the second time, I guess, maybe. I don't know, second, third,
last
whatever.
time we were quarter midget racing.
Yeah, I know.
Hermitage.
Well, we're sort of keeping up with him. We know there is a superstar in the making here, and we know how good. Number one, he has excellent equipment. Number two, he's got a mom and a dad that are the best coaches out there. There are no better.
When he gets on here, make sure he hears that.
Well, he needs to because there are. He has the best setup man in all of this place on his team in his corner, and so it's a little bit hard on him because if he doesn't excel, whose fault is it?
Well, his grandfather's here tonight.
Uh-oh.
Wrench Automotive is
sponsor is here tonight, buddy. So we're gonna walk the walk.
We've got about 100 tickets we handed out to some friends and family at the dealership.
Okay.
So he's going to have a good cheering section tonight.
There you go.
But I told him our job is to stay within this little tent right here. After the race, we'll celebrate with them.
That's right.
But in the meantime, we're here to do what we need to do. And then if things will fall the way they are, we should be good fine at the end of the night, and we'll go celebrate with them. But we can't get distracted by everything that's going on right now and just stay focused.
Well, we're going to distract you just for a couple of minutes, and we're going to distract him for a couple of minutes, and then we'll get out of your hair. But it's always a pleasure seeing you. It's always a pleasure having you on Event Radio, and thank you for taking the time to do that.
Well, we appreciate you being down here, and when I saw the post that you were coming down, and Deborah and I were talking about it, and and that's great to have you out and about and getting the exposure out to keep local short track racing alive.
Well, we got a few more listeners now than we had last time.
1 or 2?
Well, about 200,000 a show.
Well, that's great.
For an old country boy, it's not too bad.
But the time that you dedicate to come down and cover stuff, I mean, we thank you for also doing that.
Hey, buddy, it's our pleasure. We enjoy it. We have fun doing it. And when we get to do it with nice folks like you, it makes it a double pleasure, and we appreciate it.
Well, thank you.
Guys, we are at Highland Rim. We are going to get the man himself on here to follow Dad, the one and only Mr. Jagger Parker, and we're going to see about working this nickname deal out. I think he's earned it. We're going to have to twist Dad's arm or whatever. But you're on Event Radio. We're having just too much fun. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
On the track or on the street, the number one brand in performance is Holley. Have you heard about the Ultra Street Avengers, Ultra Double Pumpers, Ultra HP, and Ultra Dominator carburetors? They're ultra light, ultra cool, and ultra fast. Holley carbs are the most powerful carbs money can buy with no further modifications. Holley, winning performance for over 100 years.
All right, guys, we are back from Highland Rim Speedway, the midget races, along with late models and open wheels and, gosh, everything that this is one of the fastest short tracks in the country. We have my little buddy joining me, Mr. Jagger Parker, and probably no bigger superstar in the making anywhere in this country than this young man. And because it's a double-edged sword for him. It has got to be harder for him than anybody else out there because it's hard to find a reason why it doesn't work other than you. And I hate to be like that, but you have the best equipment, you have the best sponsor, you have a tuner and chassis man that can't be hired with money, you have a mom that supports you 100% and knows how to do it too. And, buddy, is it hard on you?
It is hard at times, but like when my entire family's here, it's definitely going to be hard. But they also have my back 100% and just supporting me.
How much fun was the dirt deal?
The dirt deal was amazing.
You looking forward to that?
Absolutely.
Okay, all right. I know these have a Ford Focus engine in them. The other one has the motorcycle motor. Which one gives you the biggest kick?
Since it's on dirt, I think the motorcycle one
really
gets me a little sideways.
Well, that's what you want, bud. You got to, let me tell you something that not a lot of people know, but a lot of really good dirt racers are excellent pool players. Now, that doesn't make sense to you other than when you start thinking about geometry. And what that does, when you hit the pool ball, the object of the game is to make it stop where you want it to stop, to set up for the next shot. Well, the dirt car is the same way. Where you put it in the corner, it's going to come out with gravity where it's going to come out, no matter what you do. If you cut the wheels too much, it's going to spin. If you don't cut it enough, you're going to tag a wall. But putting it in that corner is just like shooting pool, buddy. She slides out of there and comes right out in line. So it teaches you some killer lines. So that's just a hint from your old fat buddy here,
During Christmas, we have it at my grandparents' house, and they have a Christmas table or a pool table upstairs, and I think I'm pretty good at it.
There you go. You should be. Excited about running tonight?
Yes, I got a bunch of friends. I got my trainer coming down, and I got everyone.
Okay, all right. Well, you won't let them down, buddy. I guarantee you that.
No, sir.
I know. You won't. You're, what about the little gal? I had her on here. I'm going to have her on here. Have you run with her?
She just finished the softball game, and she's on her way down here.
Okay. So y'all argue about who's driving the car better?
Not really. She kind of knows I'm better than her.
Okay. Yeah, I bet you tell her that, too. Yeah, I really do. I bet you do. Listen, buddy, I know you're going to have to get ready. They're going to take you out there and practice in a few minutes. And what do we got to do to earn that nickname, the Jag Man? I thought we had that.
I thought we did too. Maybe going out here, get a little quick time, and maybe that would.
Just go out there and show them the way around there, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, buddy. The one and only Mr. Jagger Parker. Guys, trust me, the number 20 car will be in the front somewhere during the night and probably finish there way ahead of whatever's in second place. Thank you for being on Event Radio again, my man.
Thank you.
We're going to watch you big time. All right. We're at Highland Rim Speedway. They're having fun running, and we're having fun watching. But probably won't have an interview any better than Jagger and his dad, but we're going to give it a shot. Don't you go anywhere. You're on Event Radio, and we'll be right back.
Quick Fuel Technology, the innovators in fuel systems, introduces the latest in high-temperature coating technology for select street and performance carburetors. QFT's new Black Diamond series features a unique satin black Teflon coating that provides award-winning good looks and lasting durability. The Black Diamond series is impact-resistant, repels all underhood chemicals, and reduces fuel temperature by 6% for improved performance. The Black Diamond series by Quick Fuel, the ultimate in form and function.
Great. All right, guys, we are back from Highland Rim Speedway. A little bit of qualifying in the background, but it won't slow us down on this one. We have the gentleman that, a dear friend of mine, that is bringing the midget series here, Mr. Dan Renshaw, Renshaw Automotive, and just happens to be, and I'll loosely use Jag Man, since he said he's got to earn that nickname, but
That's right.
he's his granddad. and really into racing, and I think that's cool. Mr. Renshaw, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great, Spivvy. How are you tonight?
Well, for an old fat guy, I'm all right, I think. You know,
That's right.
I found a concession stand, so I'm good shape there.
There you go.
And things are going good. If there was ever a guy, and I talked to Sean about this, if there is no better team, and there can't be in this series, than what you have with your name on the car. You have a young man that is dedicated as much as anybody I've ever seen, that knows, he listens to everything you tell him. He's a stellar young man. I mean, he's as mannerly, as nice as anybody could be. He does excellent interviews. You've got the world's greatest suspension man, tuner, son-in-law, in there. I know that there's no lacking for parts. And I told Jagger, that's got to be a little hard on him, because that puts everything in his lap, you know?
That's right.
Well, good sponsor, good everything.
Expectations are high.
Well, I guess they had. Sean said that we had fun talking about when the race is over, how long the conversation lasted. You know, he said 10 miles, but I don't believe that.
It's normally a little longer than that.
Probably.
But you're right. We got a great group, and Sean has so much experience in racing and different levels.
Of course.
And he has really been a help to Jagger and explaining a lot of different things to him. And, of course, his mom, Deborah.
Oh, yeah. And
she's raced a little. And,
a little. Good Lord. Try a killer Craftsman truck driver, as good as it got. She's wonderful in a race car. And I could only imagine what some of the morning breakfast tables are like after a race. There's got to be, because Mom has to come to Jagger's rescue.
That's right.
When Dad's screaming, you know, she's got to say, now you just sit down over there and shut up, you know.
That's right. Well, she's on her way here now. She should be here about 6:30.
Okay.
She has been, they've had a softball tournament. Julianne, her daughter.
Yes.
They've been at that all day, so hopefully she'll make it before the race starts. And,
let me ask your opinion on this, and I talked to Sean about this. Of course, knowing his history with Jeff Gordon, a lot of our listeners probably didn't know that Jeff Gordon started out in open-wheel cars.
That's exactly right.
And he actually learned his craft in those, and, of course, went on to one of the best it's ever been.
For sure.
And I asked Sean, I said, are you grooming Jagger that way? And he sort of smiled.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, he probably is to some degree, but you know me. I like these old heavy late model cars.
I know you do.
And I know he can't get in there until he's 14, but
I feel sure that Granddaddy will have him one at 14.
I probably try to. These are really good cars, though, and it's such a great group of talented young drivers, and they're from all over the Northeast, North Carolina, South Carolina. We got a car here tonight. They're from Massachusetts.
Really?
Yeah, and they do a lot of traveling, but it's just a great group of people, and a lot of times we'll have 14, 15 cars, but coming all the way over here, I think we got like 11 tonight.
Well, it's still going to be a heck of a show.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a great show.
And this track is just perfect for them as far as the size and the banking and that stuff.
It's a little tight for passing, maybe.
Yeah, well, they're going so fast,
it's going to
They're probably aren't they about as fast as a late model anyway?
Oh yeah, maybe even a few tenths quicker.
Really?
Yeah, but they are. There's some good little drivers, and we got a good show. I mean, I've been to several of the races in North Carolina and South Carolina. We were in Huntsville, Alabama about 3 weeks ago, and they put on a good show. I mean, it's a good racing show.
Well, all open wheel cars are good racing.
That's right.
I was talking to Kid and Jagger. I watched a little thing on the computer of his dirt track debut.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, I wish I could see inside that helmet, because I know it was smiling ear to ear, because he was having fun kicking that thing out in the rear end and doing his thing.
Oh, yeah. They were supposed to have raced in Marion, Illinois that night.
Yeah.
And got rained out, so he didn't. That was going to be his first dirt track experience.
Well, he'll do well there.
Yeah.
Before that video was over, he was sort of having a little fun with it,
Yeah, he is. He's pretty heavy-footed. I mean,
well, that's all right.
He'll try to do the deal.
Well, it'll come that way. Carbon is good.
Carbon's great.
Good. Is there any brand that you don't sell?
Oh, yeah, there's a couple out there, yeah.
A couple of them.
So
But I feel pretty sure that you could get them whatever they want, you know.
Yes, sir. We'll work hard at it.
There you go.
And we sell a world of cars, and we have just a wonderful customer base, and we appreciate every one of them. And
guys, if you're a race fan, it is really cool to buy your vehicle from a race-oriented company. And there's a lot of race fans out there. Matter of fact, to the point that some dealerships just hire a racer to stick their name on it to try to help that. But here, we've let you talk to the whole family, so these guys are committed racers. They all are from Granddaddy on down.
That's right.
And if Mom was here, she'd be on there telling you too.
That's right.
But I appreciate you taking the time to be with us. You're a very busy gentleman. I understand that, but it's always a pleasure having you.
Spivvy, thank you so much for coming out. I've talked to a couple of these young guys, and they're excited. There were some signs out front when they got here, and some of them had a real long haul, and you being here to interview a couple of them, that's really great.
The thing about it, they can use our interviews. Our listeners now, we've sort of stepped up just a little. We started out talking to each other,
I know. That's right.
And now the average show is like 200,000 plus. And everywhere, I mean, I've got a guy on Mondays that sends me an email telling me about his pet crocodile in Australia. So I mean, we reach a lot of people,
yes, you do.
And these kids can start out and use our show for sponsorship stuff and say, look, they sought me out here.
That's right.
And we've actually had that happen, and through Jack Link's Jerky, one of them stepped up to some big money, and that's what you want. You want exposure.
This young man here.
All right. I need to talk to him, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll talk.
He has 2 sons in this series.
Oh, okay. Well, he gets double the punishment here.
Just giving you credit for having 2 sons in this.
Yeah, you get double the punishment that way. See. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
And luckily, they're not competitive with each other.
Really?
No.
Yeah, right.
I'm lying.
I'm sure you are.
100%.
I'm sure they fight in the truck on the way home, probably.
They'll fight before we even get in the truck.
Okay, all right. Well, we're going to have a lot of fun here tonight. We appreciate everybody making us feel so welcome. This is a great series. This is a fun series. And if you are anywhere close and these guys are running and you don't go, you have hit your head, is all I can tell you.
Spivvy, thank you again. I think they're getting ready to qualify.
Yeah, and we
want to
watch.
Them out, so.
We want to watch, too.
Oh, yes.
All right.
Definitely.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Guys,
Appreciate you coming out.
Guys, we're at Highland Rim Speedway. You're on Event Radio. We're having just way too much fun. The Fun Police probably will be here any time, so we got to get out of the way. We'll be right back.
On the track or on the street, the #1 brand in performance is Holley. Have you heard about the Ultra Street Avengers, Ultra Double Pumpers, Ultra HP, and Ultra Dominator carburetors? They're ultra light, ultra cool, and ultra fast. Holley carbs are the most powerful carbs money can buy with no further modifications. Holley, winning performance for over 100 years.
All right, guys, we are back from Highland Rim Speedway, and you cannot come to Highland Rim without visiting a certain pit area and a certain gentleman's car. And he is known as the King, Mr. James Clymer. And he sort of stepped out of the driver's seat, but he found a very capable man to put in there to take his slot. Tell us your name, sir.
Billy Cisco.
I sort of remember that. I've heard of you before. I don't know, is that good or bad? Which one is that?
I hope it's good.
Well, so far you're doing okay. How do you get along with James?
Oh man, James he's awesome. He just he comes up. He loves racing, and I mean he's if I say, hey, what time are you gonna be at the track in the morning? We're gonna be up there around 11. I'll be there at 7:00.
Yeah,
he's already here.
Yeah.
Car's unloaded. So we and it's really good. I mean, it's really a great deal for me. He brings the car up. I get to get in it and run it, and it's a great race car. We just was having a lot of fun with it.
Well, he's always had good race cars.
Always, yeah, for sure.
But what's sort of funny is it a little more difficult to drive than for the normal owner because he's sat in the seat for so long.
He is really. I mean, he doesn't say a word to us. He lets us do what we want to do, and He just enjoys it. I mean, as long as we're up front, he's having a great time.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
that's the
Yeah.
whole,
You
that's
just
the key.
answered the question.
You need to be up front, though.
Yeah, that you just answered the question. As long as you're in the front, you ain't got a whole lot to gripe about.
That's
you know?
true. That's true.
Well, you flat put it through there in qualifying. And number 1, number 2, which one?
We ended up second. Davey bumped us off by just a
I know
little
it's
bit
a
there. It was
fudge.
close,
There's not much, but
you know, we've had a great race car every week with this car. We've led every show this year with this car, and the last race, I felt like we had it. I felt like we had the race won, and then they did a inversion deal with 25 to go, and ended up Will got around us there on a restart and could never really make it up. I kind of killed the tires pretty bad early in the run because we had stretched out a pretty good lead, and then first race of the year we had a great car again and lost brakes about midway, so kind of had to bring it in to park it or wreck it. So,
it's a little hard to put it in the corner without a brake.
yeah, especially here. You got to really use the brakes up. And after that race, James went out and he bought all new brakes and everything for this car, and it's a world of difference now. So I think we should be in good shape for the rest of the shows this year.
He has never been one to lack for a bunch. He takes care of the race cars now.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Is he in good health still and
Yeah,
doing good?
Yeah, he seems to be great. I mean, you can't ever find him. He's walking around. He's doing something all the time. He's
I'd like to
open,
find him
so.
before I have to leave here tonight, because usually a trip to Highland Rim is not complete.
I'd say you'll probably find him at the scale box down there. It's usually where he hangs out.
Oh, is it? Does he hang out there? So you've been driving a race car for a long time.
Yeah, it was, I guess I started really driving 95, 96, and we ran up here in 98 full season and then went to Nashville and kind of 03, 04 kind of backed away from it a little bit, and then had several little opportunities here and there to drive for other people and found myself back. It's
hard to
way
get
it
away
always
from,
goes.
isn't it?
Yeah, now we're 4 cars deep in racing, and we got trucks for Nashville and 2 Pro Late model cars, and then I drive this car for James. We got a sportsman car being done at Michael House's shop right now, and we got a lot of irons in the fire, but love it.
Hey, buddy, a good jockey always has a good horse. There ain't no doubt about it, and you are one of those.
We appreciate that.
Your reputation precedes you.
I appreciate that.
Once you told me who you were, you didn't have to tell me much more because I already know, And I appreciate you taking a few minutes to be on Event Radio.
We appreciate you guys coming up.
We like coming to Highland Rim. We don't get to come here but maybe once a year,
right.
But we roll in here. We came in to see the midgets today.
Yeah, they got a great little show.
Boy, they're quick, aren't they?
They really are. Yeah, they really are.
Yeah, those little kids are stroking it through there, buddy.
It's amazing what those kids can do.
Oh yeah, thank you so much for
thank you
joining
very
us. I appreciate having to disturb you.
Not a problem at
and
all.
get you on here, and we'll find the king hopefully before we get out of here,
he's
because
he's
he
down
would
there, I
be.
promise.
He would haunt us if we didn't get to talk to him.
Hey, he's a ham. He'll get on here and go with you. He'll
there
talk
you go.
Up, so.
Thank you very much,
Thanks,
sir. We
buddy.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Guys, we're at Highland Rim. We're having just too much fun. We're in the late model pits, and that's sort of where we like. We like the fast hot rods. We'll be right back, guys.
Quick Fuel Technology, the innovators in fuel systems, introduces the latest in high-temperature coating technology for select street and performance carburetors. QFT's new Black Diamond series features a unique satin black Teflon coating that provides award-winning good looks and lasting durability. The Black Diamond series is impact-resistant, repels all underhood chemicals, and reduces fuel temperature by 6% for improved performance. The Black Diamond series by Quick Fuel, the ultimate in form and function.
All right, guys, we are back from Highland Rim Speedway. We have the man of the hour here, and I have watched this gentleman lots of times make a lot of laps around this little speedway. And I've watched him make them around Beach Bend and Bowling Green. I've watched him make them around, lots of places. And this kid is the bad guy on the block. He's the number 1 qualifier here. Mr. Davey Coble, how are you, sir?
Doing good. We just got a lucky lap today.
Well, hey, I'd rather be lucky than good at anything.
That's what we've been going for all year long.
Yeah, that's right. You went there and made it look real easy.
Man, we've had a great car all day. The guys really had it hooked up. They worked their tails off on it, and it's just really easy to do.
You've been driving a race car a long time.
Since I was 13. I'm 26 now, so 13 years.
13 years. Ever had one that really scared you?
We wrecked at Nashville one night. We were stopped to miss a wreck, and had a car come in and drove over the top of it, and it got fuel all in the cockpit and in my eyes. That was pretty scary, but no, you really don't have a lot of time to get scared in them. It's done and over with.
Yeah. Well, I know it is, and of course, I believe it was your dad was Deborah Renshaw's crew guy, or crew chief rather.
Oh yeah,
for years ago. And of course, we did a little bit of this show with Jagger, on the midgets and that kind of stuff, and Sean, of course. How valuable do you think having Sean Parker as your dad would be for that kid?
It's definitely big. He's done some NASCAR stuff, so it's knowledge, man. That's the name of the game. The more knowledge you can bring to the table. His mom, Miss Renshaw, she's been in NASCAR. Any opportunity that you can open up is speed. Money, speed, knowledge of speed, and he's got a lot of knowledge.
Oh, well, I would think so. One of the original Rainbow Warriors for Jeff Gordon. That ought to have a little something to do with it, you know.
Oh yeah, it takes a whole complete team, but it makes it a lot easier when you got somebody sitting in your corner like an ace like that.
Well, hey, you do rather well, my friend. I was here one night. I think that you and gosh, I don't remember who it was. I guess one of the 31W insulation cars. It was one of the 200 lap deals or something.
It had to be Mark Day.
It was Mark Day. Yeah.
We've put on shows, and I mean, it's pretty cool. We race tough, man. We lean on each other all the time. We
probably good friends.
Really good friends. I would like to think I bring out the better in him. I know he brings out the better in me, and it makes you work harder for these things, and makes you really appreciate it more too when you got to race hard like that.
When you know you got to run that caliber of drivers, are you up on the wheel more? Are you on your game more?
You better be on your game when you pull out on the racetrack, or you're gonna get left. I mean,
are you going home? Huh?
Yeah, they're gonna load you up quick if you're not on your game. You gotta make sure the cars are good enough to race, and I mean you gotta make sure the brakes stay on. I mean you gotta be on top of everything. If you miss one thing, I mean it's over. You can't come back from a driver like Mark like that.
Where is Davy's favorite racetrack?
I mean it's hard to beat the Rim. I mean it's close by. The guys love it. I mean, it's hard to beat. Bowling Green was a blast. The next race is my best racetrack. I love them all. This place
You're
has
a diehard racer, buddy.
Yeah, we want to race.
You just can't help it. You're just a diehard racer.
No, that's the guys were picking at me and said a real racer race any day of the week because National Run on Tuesday. I said, well, a real racer will be at the Rim on Saturday, then National on Saturday.
There you go. Well, it's my pleasure finally to get to talk to you. We've been doing this thing a long time, and we don't get to come to Highland Rim but about once a year, and we're out going and doing and everywhere. But we have watched you. You have entertained this old fat guy, buddy, for years, and you don't even know it. And it's a pleasure to watch you drive a race car.
It's a pleasure for y'all to come out and watch us. We couldn't do it without y'all. I just got to thank all my guys, Bradley Pavin, Farrell Automotive, Timmy Lawson. He does a lot. Joe Smithson, Chief. Everybody, my dad, my mom, my girlfriend, man, she puts up with a lot that she shouldn't have to.
Yeah, well, you got to do that. You got a good one, see.
I do. I better hold on to her. But just got to thank all of them. Without them, it wouldn't be possible. I couldn't do this by myself.
Well, I don't know anybody that can, my friend. Well, the thing about it, you do it well. You take everybody else's efforts, and they're all still done for you, the guy behind the steering wheel. And you don't waste their efforts.
Oh, yeah. I was about 13 years old. My dad said, if you ever roll over in that seat, he said, I'll quit helping you. So I think that deal still stands for today. We talk about it every day. Before we come to the racetrack, says, can you win? And if I'm afraid if I ever say no, we won't come to the trailer. But the answer's never been no. We always say yes.
There you go.
So we go for it.
Well, listen, my friend, thank you for taking a few minutes. We waited on you because we wanted to talk to you before you got busy. But thank you for being on Event Radio and talking to us for a few minutes. And we're looking forward to watching you go out there and just spank them. What do you think?
It's going to be tough. You got a lot of good guys here. A lot of guys been around a long time. It's going to be fun to watch.
Well, trust me, we're going to watch it and enjoy it.
Have a good day,
guys. Mr. Davey Coble, it is our pleasure to have him on Event Radio. We are here at Highland Rim Speedway. We're having just too much fun, and gosh, what can I say? Event Radio goes to all the good spots, and we find all the good guys. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Well, guys, another fun-filled day comes to an end. We had a big time here at Highland Rim. There's a lot going on in this little facility. We introduced you to some of the late model guys, the midget guys, of course, and some superstars and some wannabe superstars. And a night at Highland Rim is a lot of fun. You need to come down and right off of I-65. It's not any problem at all at Ridgetop, Tennessee. Just get off of there and just follow the signs, and it'll bring you right into Highland Rim Speedway. We have a good time every time we come down here, and we constantly try to bring you different things on Event Radio where we don't get boring and doing the same thing over and over and over. So that's our mission. That's what we try to do, and we appreciate you hanging in there with us, and we hope you enjoy what we're doing. As always, guys, we never close a show without thanking our sponsors. They're right up there with breathing to us. They're pretty important. The great guys at Beach Bend Park, Beach Bend Raceway, and Beach Bend Splash Lagoon, where you can have more fun in the summer than you can anywhere else on this planet, as far as I'm concerned. No matter what you're going to do, you can find something fun to do at Beach Bend. 27 multi-day events at the racetrack this time, and just really a great place to go and take the family and have fun. The great guys at Quick Fuel Technologies. It doesn't make any difference whether it's a round track car, flat track car, oval car, drag race car, boat, whatever it is that uses a carburetor. If you want it faster, the guys at Quick Fuel can make it faster. It's real simple. That's all it takes. The guys at Holly Performance, we appreciate them so much. No matter what you want for your hot rod, Holly can fill the bill. They have so many companies that they're bound to make something for your car. Get on holly.com, go there, call their tech people, tell them what you want. They'll tell you exactly what you need, and it will be there and be right the very first time and save you a lot of headaches and heartaches. So just go to holly.com, talk to them. The multitude of companies that they own, Holly, MSD, Lenati, Quick Fuel, just the hits just keep on coming, and give them a call, and they will take care of it. Last but not least, my buddy, Mr. Jimmy B. at GearheadGazette.com. I don't care what you want to do. If you'll go to GearheadGazette.com, you will find who, what, when, and where of the best events that this part of the country has to offer. He knows all, tells all. He's almost like a fortune teller, I guess, but he does it over the internet with Gearhead Gazette. So make sure you go on there and check it out and check him out, and it'll show you a lot of things to do. We're going to get to see him, I think, real soon, starting to do a few of his car events that he has down in Tennessee. And matter of fact, we're going to make one here real shortly. And we're planning on having a lot of fun. But you can always count on GearheadGazette.com for the latest and greatest stuff that's going on everywhere. Just go there and check it out. Once again, thank you for joining us. You have let our numbers get beyond our wildest dreams, and we appreciate it more than you know. As we always say, if you have enjoyed a little bit of what we have done and what you have heard, please tell a friend. But if you haven't, you keep that to yourself. Guys, thank you for joining us, and we'll talk again.
You've been listening to Event Radio, covering local drag racing, stock car racing, motorcycles, go-karts. If it's got wheels and you can race it, you heard about it here. Event Radio is motorsports radio on steroids. Join us next time with your hosts, Spivey Williams and Terrible T Guy.